Now straight to business. You know, cooking, they say, is like love. It should be entered into with abandon or not at all. Akwa Ibom State chef Hilda on Monday completed a 100-hour cooking marathon in an attempt to break the world record for the longest cooking time by an individual. Now, the current record of 87 hours, 45 minutes is held by Indian chef Lata Tonton. I hope I got that right. Now, to become a new world record by Guinness's standards, the world body says it's reviewing the evidence first before officially confirming the 100-hour mark. Now, who says something good cannot come out from Akwa Ibom? Nay, Nigeria. First, we have the story by TVC News' Theophilus Elama. Come with me.
The support from Nigerians has been outstanding and phenomenal. Nigerians trooped to the venue of the record-breaking attempt in Lekki, Lagos to support a 27-year-old who dares to have her name written in gold. Soon, the news of her exploit hit social media. Chef Lata Tondon had initially set a record of 87 hours and 45 minutes in India in 2019. The Nigerian chef blew past that record at 7:46 a.m. on Monday, clocking 87 hours and 46 minutes. Celebrities and politicians alike came around to lend support to Miss Bassi, who had been cooking for 4 days on foot.
She has broken the previous record and now she's creating hours, and I'm sure if you, with the ginger here, she will do more than what she has even proposed.
The message Hilda is passing is that if you have a dream, you can achieve it as long as you are dedicated. She has been preparing for this for over 5 years.
Support from the first day, I'll say it was basically like in-house support. But then when people saw how far she had gone, people now started throwing their weight.
We basically just want to set up entertainment to keep Hilda active. But now the entertainment now is gone out of her hand. Like, the support is too much.
She's a positive role model to young people, and we're so proud of the work she's done. It shows that a young person can put her mind to something and get everybody to support. And
whatever it is that you have a passion for and you're excited about, if you prepare for it, you can achieve anything.
As the days went by, fatigue sets in at different points, but a gingered crowd ensured she got the right verve to keep going on. Her mother was in jubilant mood as she witnessed her daughter break milestones.
I feel very excited that I gave birth to a strong child. A very strong. You know, when we give birth to children, we say the men are strong. But at this point, I gave birth to a strong girl.
After hitting 95 hours, Hilda decided to extend the run to 100 hours, a feat meant to finalize this venture. What might have informed this decision to further beat her initial target?
What prompted me to change the hours to 100? It wasn't anything out of the ordinary. It was just my friend pretty much talked me into it and psyched me into it. Like, you know, you can actually do 100 hours, yeah? I think it would be nice if you did it. I think it would take a longer time for someone to break 100 hours as opposed to 96 hours because it just seems so much. And my brother was like, yeah, if you think you can, then you owe it to yourself to just try.
In what everyone felt was a massive achievement, Ms. Bassi decided to finish in a record 100 hours and 40 minutes. To attain the Guinness World Record bragging rights of the longest cooking marathon. Now everyone is waiting for the verdict from Guinness after a verification exercise is done. Theophilus Ilama, TVC News, Lagos.
Yeah, Jide, all roads lead to Akwa Ibom. Now, when we say we sabi cook, we mean it.
Yes, and what it means is that that part of Nigeria that is reputed for their excellent cuisines, it is extremely fitting that is someone from that side that has put the country on the world map.
Yeah.
In no other area but cooking.
Which is the safest way to the belly of man.
Yes, that is, except the man had been pre-angered. So a pre-angered man, a pre-angered man will not even eat your food.
Yeah.
Some men, the way to deal with their wives is to not eat food. So Hilda has shown resilience. Never say die spirit. Because it's not easy to stand for those number of
4 days.
You are standing. You are not going to sit down and cook. You are standing. That is so physically draining. Physically and emotionally draining. But this girl went through it all, and the support of Nigerians was really tremendous. You saw when Tiwa was going to the venue. You saw the crowd, the way they were singing. You will be proud as a Nigerian to see the way our people.
Carnival.
Yes, they made it such a big carnival. They made a big event of it. You see, these are the kind of things that unite us as a people.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody was thinking, oh, she's not from my area. Everyone queued behind her. She wants to make Nigeria proud. We want to see that happen. That is the Nigeria that we desire. The Nigeria that everyone jumps in to ensure its success.
That's it.
That's the Nigeria that we want. You know? So we are just waiting for Guinness to officially validate her attempt at this record. It will be suicidal if at the end of the day we are told that certain things happened. Therefore, because they were saying that they wanted to be sure that she met all the stipulations.
This one no be election. Then go down straight.
No, that we they wait.
Today, it is possible to have the Nigeria of our dream, collective dream.
Well, it is possible because given the right environment, like he said, look at the enthusiasm of people. Just like when Nigeria was playing the World Cup in 1994, when we got to the quarterfinal, when Rashid Ekiti scored the first goal. Within 24 hours, Nigeria became another country entirely.
Yeah.
So these are the kind of things that we need to keep Nigeria. We need things like this to keep on happening in our country so that we can rediscover ourselves as a people. These are the good things that we need to change the wrong narrative about Nigeria. The mere fact that the lady can do that, indeed, the journey of 1,000 years will begin with one step.
It also tells you when a woman sets her mind to do anything, nothing can stop, as I just said.
She was so resilient, she persevered, and she surrounded herself with people with positive mind.
Yeah.
You know, she was saying that her mom encouraged her, her brothers too, and her friends too encouraged her. So positivity is very, very important. When you surround yourself with positive people, with positive mind, it means you can do it. It means I can say, yes, I can do it. You know, like Jesus Christ told his disciples, all these things are possible. You have to believe. She believed in herself and put it into practical demonstration. And she surrounded herself with the possible people. People with, like Fela used to say, positive people, not opposite people.
Not opposite.
And she got there.
Jide will know that we not get juju pass food.
I'm happy. I mean, Nigerian leaders are happy.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them have personally congratulated her. Some were pushing her. You know,
I saw the Lagos State
encouraging her to get to the finish line. You know, people like the governor of Lagos State, the vice president, Senate president, aspirant, former governor of Akwa Ibom State, Akpabio, you know, personally visited her, you know, just to ensure that she didn't stop along the way.
That's it.
You know, she needed, I think, 87
to beat
hours.
87 hours mark.
Yeah. And she got to 97, 96. Her friend said, no, you can get to 100. And she got to 140 minutes. 100, and she added 40 minutes on top. Because at 8 o'clock, it was 100 minutes, 100 hours. She then added a further 40 minutes. It was just incredible.
To consider that in 4 days, you didn't sleep a wink.
You were standing. You are standing, just cooking.
All right, Miss Bassi, we congratulate you. All right, to our next story. You know, we are definitely living in very interesting times that try men's souls. News reaching us say that 4 staffers of the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria on our humanitarian mission in Anambra State have been killed in cold blood by mindless gunmen. The unfortunate incident took place in Amiyieke, Ochuche community in the Ogbaro local government area of Anambra State. The group ran into an ambush in the area where some residents were waiting for medical treatment from UNICEF officials. The victims also included white and colored officials. Tunde, what are we doing to ourselves? But what are we really, what statement are we making?
Well, I think it is very unfortunate that a state has produced world-renowned scholars, have produced scientists, has produced a lot of
world beaters
can turn into this level. And it also shows that our respect or value for human life has depreciated to 0 level. 0 level in the sense that people that were on rescue mission, people that were on humanitarian mission to bring succor to the life of some people in that state, you ambush them, burnt them off. It means you are saying that you are not a people that should be catered for. You are saying that you are not a people that the whole world should regard as human beings. I think there has to be a deliberate effort by government, by people of that state, to change the narrative of violence. Now, tell me, any investor that will go to, like I was telling you before we start, any investor that will go to that area, people that can waste people that have devoted their life to protecting other people's life. It is very unfortunate that this thing is happening, and it means we have reduced our humanity. We have reduced our humanity and the way we express people. It is unfortunate. It is very, very unfortunate. And something has to be done about leaders, about the people generally.
Well, do you think things like this will diminish us?
No, it diminishes us. John Donne was the one who said death diminishes him. You know, this kind of death, this kind of brutal killing of caregivers stands to be condemned. These guys are full-blown terrorists. You know, Boko Haram used to do this. They would target humanitarian workers, you know. Humanitarian workers, sometimes moving in convoys to go and deliver relief materials.
Yeah.
Boko Haram would target them, kill them. I remember one incident, I think it was in 2018. The president's wife was so bitter. Why should this happen? These guys were going to help people, vulnerable people, people in need.
Yeah.
It's the sort of thing that we are seeing here. People need Medicare. Medicare is expensive. It's not readily available. Now people who made it their duty to provide cheap, affordable Medicare to people. You are now, you not only gun them down, you set them ablaze. I mean, we are dealing with animals in these places.
Making the job of Governor Soludo much more difficult.
I don't know. Did they not attack his own local government? Huh? Did they not attack his local government? This is the point. What has been done? Are they saying that we cannot find a homegrown solution to insecurity?
Yeah.
Somebody was saying today, was abusing the president. You are refusing to address the real issue. Buhari is just on his way. He will soon go. And there is no president that can solve all problems. When kidnapping, killings by criminal headsmen became such a big problem in the Southwest, the idea of Amotekun came
out. Yes.
Yeah.
And no one would tell me that it has not reduced since then.
Yeah.
Because the kind of killings that were happening in the Ibarakpa area of Oyo State, that time, the food basket of Oyo State, they are no longer happening, at least at that scale. No one will say, with finality that, oh, those things no longer happen. But at least not at the rate they were happening back then. So what has been done by governors in the southeast to address this monster, this hydra-headed monster? You can't be killing people in this manner. You kill policemen. Look at on the 19th of February, on the 18th of February, on 6th March.
This year.
These guys, yes, these guys were slaughtering people.
With abandon.
The other, they look at the couple, the military couple, husband and wife.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
They butchered them like a goat, and recorded themselves carrying out such acts. There's a serious problem that is going on between Anambra and Imo.
Oh yeah.
Those two states.
That axis.
Those two states need attention. And the attention that they need is not for us to gloss over the matter or simply say, oh, this is the person to blame. You start blaming him. One person can't be the solution to all problems.
No, no, no.
One person can't be the originator of all crises. We have to, those who have now focused on Buhari, abusing Buhari as if Buhari still has years to stay in office. They should be asking themselves, what do we do?
That he is the author of all this.
Yes, of course. What do we do? You should be thinking of, make suggestions. I think Obi Ezekwesili has suggested that they should, Buhari should leave the scene. I was reading something like that, Abi, that she would do the job better. What are we talking about? We can't be happy seeing people being killed in this manner. Businesses are relocated from some of the southeast.
Today, the Times continue to try men's souls. And so you are wondering what solution we have to deal with the monster.
Well, I think, like you said,
this is a monster.
It's a monster. It's a hydra-headed monster that has eaten deep into the fabric of the society. And it has redefined, like I said, it has redefined the respect we have for quality of life in this country.
Oh, yeah.
It has shown that some people in this country are beasts. They have no respect for human life. They have no respect for anything. And it has also shown it's a call to action by governors in the southeastern region of Nigeria to begin to face real issues. People should not be sentimental. Is it Buhari that will come down from Abuja? The man has probably under 12 days to go. So people should not be sentimental. We should go down to the real cause. There was a time the Southeast claimed to have set up an equivalent of Amotekun. What have they done? What have they achieved with that particular thing? Is it only, are they only paying mouth service to it?
Lip service, yeah.
Lip service to it. Are they only making declarations without following it with intent? I think it's a time for a security summit, serious security summit in the Southeast to change the narrative, because I don't see any serious investor that will come to
wants to go to a troubled environment.
Direct foreign investment. Which investor will go to a troubled environment? Are you telling me? I always tell people, this is not a question of thing. I have not seen people the last 4 years or 5 years be excited going home for Christmas, most especially for most of the states in the Southeast. They don't want to go home.
It was a ritual.
So I think,
many years
like
ago.
I said, Anambra State has produced eminent Nigerians. They have produced scholars, engineers, doctors, people
Name them.
who are
Name
known
them.
all over the world. I think we should put our acts together, let them sit back, go and do a security summit, and look at the fundamental cause of this thing. Except, of course, we look at the fundamental cause, the thing will likely continue.
Yeah.
Look in a civilian regime.
If you
and people are shifting blame.
They say if you cure the cause, you cure the effect.
So let us look at the fundamental cause.
Okay, our job is simply to mold opinion just so you reach a conclusion. We wish you well. I'm deeply troubled. All right, to our next story. You know, anything is possible in politics. So when Napoleon Bonaparte, you remember him, the French general, and the so-called first Antichrist, he said, quote, "In politics, stupidity is not a handicap," end quote. He meant to say that politicians needed some cunning to be considered clever and well-meaning. Now, a former Minister of State for Education, Chukwuemeka Nwajoba, went to the Court of Appeal in Abuja as an interested party to challenge the nomination of Senator Bola Tinubu as the presidential candidate of the ruling All Progressives Party Congress, APC. Of course, The three-man panel of the appellate court dismissed the petition as frivolous. The justices told Wajuba's counsel that he would have been punished and derobed if he had failed to withdraw the motion.
He sued. After that, he challenged Asiwaju Bola Tinubu's emergence. He lost 2 cases right up to the Supreme Court. Rather than simply withdraw into his cocoon, his lawyer went to, there was a case filed by an NGO called the Kingdom Human Rights Foundation International. They challenged Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's nomination, arguing that he did not explain how he got the money with which he bought the
ticket.
No, the nomination form.
Okay.
Amongst others.
Nomination form, yeah.
Okay. The Electoral Act and the Constitution are both clear about who can challenge a nomination. You are not an aspirant. You are not an aspirant. You can't go and file.
You are not an interested party.
You are not an aspirant. You know, a contest took place.
Yeah.
You have to show that by the way you emerged, you as a contestant had been wronged. You understand? You get the point?
Or injured.
The way, maybe, for example, if we contested the election, you and I can say that the organizers robbed that motion. If you do not have it, you have wasted your time. So, in this case, the NGO lost because they have no right to get involved in the internal matters of a political party. And they were not aspirants in the contest where Asiwaju emerged. Their matter was dismissed at the level of the High Court. They didn't bother to appeal. Nwajuba's lawyer now woke up 3 months later. Ideally, by the law, you are supposed to appeal within 14 days. You didn't appeal within 14 days. You woke up 3 months later to say that you wanted leave to file a motion of appeal. File a motion over which matter? It is not your home matter. You didn't bring up this matter. You are not an interested party. You have to show how a matter that has been decided, a matter that is statute bad, is a pre-election matter.
Yeah.
You have to show what really is your own interest. So, where a case is filed out of time, no court will entertain it.
That's it. That's it.
In this case, the court said, what is the meaning of this? You have lost 2 cases right up to Supreme Court. Now, a matter that you are not directly involved, you are not a member of the NGO, that their case was dismissed. You are now the one. The NGO didn't appeal. You see busybody at work. NGO didn't appeal. Immediately they lost, they recoiled into their shell with tails in between legs. It's you who then felt, okay, let me write to the appeal court and see whether I can appeal. It was an attempt to waste the time of the court. Very annoying.
Of course.
Very annoying, and that was why, you know what, in open court, the judges condemned the conduct of the counsel.
Yeah.
And he had 2 options: to withdraw that matter with immediate effect, or wait for them to do their ruling. In their ruling, they will have recommended punishment.
Derobing.
So I think some people talked into his ears, and common sense took over. He then decided to withdraw the matter.
Okay.
What is Nwajuba looking for? That is the question to ask. After 2 losses at Supreme Court.
No, it's all right. We are here to discuss it. So, but let's go on a break. And sometimes, Jide and Tunde, you don't confuse stupidity with guts. There's an African proverb. It says, you don't have to be told to see the moon.
Yes. However short a man is.
Yeah. So we'll go on this break. We'll be back shortly. Please stay with us.
The Right Honorable Aminu Sani Jaji of Kauranamuda Birni Magaji Federal Constituency of Zamfara State invites all members-elect of the 10th House of Representatives and stakeholders to the official declaration and unveiling of his 6-point agenda towards propelling the National Assembly to legislative excellence. Date Thursday, 18th May 2023. Venue Kano Hall, Transcorp Hilton, Abuja. Time 4 p.m. prompt. Announcer Honorable Prince Olaide Akinremi Jagaban.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We're still dealing with the story involving a former Minister of State for Education, Mr. Nwajuba. Today, you know, some lawyers must help us because some judges, some justices will not suffer any fools gladly. You remember, telling the lawyer what he should have done to me is like sending him back to school.
Well, I think the judges they were unnecessarily lenient on the lawyer because when you know the position of the law, you know that what you are filing is wrong. It's statute bar. Why should you do it? It was a deliberate attempt to waste the time of the court and to distract attention. And finally, I just believe that the plaintiff himself wanted Nigerians to hear his name. He's an attention seeker. Because somebody scored one, and the delegate that we have about 3,000 delegates, you scored one vote, which means probably you voted for yourself. None of the 53 members
did not even go.
of the ESCO, Federal ESCO, voted for you. So what it means is that the man is just...
All the delegates from the states.
He did not vote for you. It's an attention seeker.
And for that matter, why didn't you strike immediately after Asiwaju got the ticket?
And because he went to sleep, he thought maybe this is the time for him to negotiate.
This one, he sued after Asiwaju.
Okay.
His own cases were decided.
That's it.
Lost. Now, those other people too had their own separate case. He lost 2 cases up to Supreme Court. The other people had their own separate case.
Yeah.
Now, having exhausted every means of stopping Asiwaju, he now decided that, okay, some people lost at the High Court the other day. Let me see whether I can use their case to file appeal. It's not your own case.
Of course, his defense counsel would have told him it is possible.
Of course, because lawyers want to make money.
I tell people, they were trained to treat law. If you pray for your father, who is the lawyer, that he won't get case, then hunger is coming. So it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Well,
lawyers don't know the extent to which they can push their law.
I think that the profession has to begin
be sanitized.
Descend on lawyers who file frivolous petitions and all that. It has to, because some of these things, just unnecessary waste of time. Okay, look, there's another case that is on now. Some people are sued trying to stop
Abuja from Abuja. They call themselves Abuja citizens.
I'm not.
When you look at the number of lawyers, all the lawyers, it's unfortunate that we want to mention this one. We see where they come from, especially the caliber of lawyers. And all those people who filed the suit know where they come from.
The thing is, you know where I'm even going. Where I'm going, it is clear that as an individual, you can't go and challenge the outcome of an election. You did not contest. It is the people who contested in an election that can file a petition, that can contest the election. So who are you to go to say, okay, just 5 of you, you want to go and challenge how somebody emerged? Were you a contestant in the election? Those are the people they call interlopers. You are not a contestant. It is the people who contested in the election who can challenge the person who has emerged. I can't get up today now and say I'm going to Abuja to sue Asiwaju for after I won the election. Am I Peter Obi, who came third, but thinks he was one who won?
He was one.
Am I Atiku Abubakar, who came second, and thinks that, okay, after all these years of becoming a perennial contestant, that this one, he won. You have to have locus. You have to have a reason.
Yeah.
I mean, this this busybody attitude of Nigeria is what I don't understand. You even read the law, read what the law says. You can't file that matter as an individual. Otherwise, okay, you are just you voted in the election, just like other people voted.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's permitted for every one of us to be able to sue somebody
There will be no room in court.
The court will not even find where to sit.
There will be no room.
Every day we will line up that we are going to court. You have to be the contestant. That's why in the tribunal now, it is the people who contested.
Yeah, who are there?
That are in the tribunal. It's the Peter Obis, the
Atikus. And
those are people who are
seeking
there.
redress.
It is not Citizen Jones. It is not
Tunde Abato.
It did not contest. Maybe it's own time to contest will come. It did not contest.
You know, collect nomination form.
This thing reminds me of a statement. It's a statement many years ago. I was told that at school you are taught a lesson and given a test after. But in life you are first given the test from where you learn the lesson. Is anybody learning lessons here?
I don't even know.
I don't know.
I don't know. It is in this country that matter, Anambra matter, was filed somewhere in Jigawa State.
Oh, yeah, okay, yes.
So now tell me, the lawyer who went to file a matter in Birnin Kudu,
didn't he know?
Did he not know that the court in Birnin Kudu does not have decision?
So, to hear the matter.
But at the end of the day, the litigant will pay. Maga don't pay. The MAGA will pay. That is the thing.
And so boys go chop.
They won't chop. The boys, the politician is the MAGA now. Don't pay, shout hallelujah. So MAGA is the politician. He keeps shelling out money. The lawyer, his own business is to simply collect the money.
Collect the brief and go.
Yes. Whether he loses or not, that's not his business.
Money don't enter. Season of making money.
Okay. As is, we don't opinionate here. We allow the court has done its job. So
we just tell the truth.
That's all. Nothing more.
Truth and opinion. That is the problem.
Of course, yeah.
Is the truth.
Okay, let's go to our next story. You know, ahead of the inauguration of the 10th National Assembly in early June, the jostling for the top jobs would be frenzied and hysteric. For former governor of Akwa Ibom State, Senator Godswill Akpabio, and Kano North Senator Barau Jibril, it is now or never at all. The former minister of the Niger Delta led 40 other senators-elect on a visit to the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, at the party's national secretariat in Abuja. The seasoned politician told his august visitors that the micro-zoning of the positions by the APC was not cast in iron or stone, and that relevant stakeholders would have to be consulted. As a matter of fact, the lawmakers at the Red Chamber would have the final say. There's a story here by our correspondent, Habida Lawal. Let's share it with you. Please watch on.
There has been so much frenzied interest in the composition of the leadership of the National Assembly. Wide consultations are being carried out by different individuals and interest groups laying claim a stake to the Senate presidency. While some senators protest to the party's National Working Committee, every region feels that they deserve a seat at the high table of political prominence. Over 40 senators led by the party's candidate Godswill Akpabio visited the APC National Working Committee to thank them for the prompt release of the zoning list and also assure that they will continue to close ranks, especially to those who are yet to agree with the party's decision.
We are going to do more together with the chairman of Governor Mai, the co-chairman, Governor Bello of Niger State, and the DG of the campaign, my brother Ndume, the deputy DG, my brother Senator Kwame Babidele, and all our colleagues to make sure that everybody's on board. We want the rank-free Senate, we want the rank-free inauguration of the 10th Senate come that day.
We are 70, and I'm sure, inshallah, we'll get to 70, except those who can seek something. Senators are men of integrity. And besides that, we are poised to provide stability that is needed for the smooth takeoff of this administration.
The party on its part is heeding to calls for more consultations and in due time will come up with a position.
It is also a notorious fact that there has been responses to what we did. And being Democrats, we are doing what the call of leadership is compelling us to do.
Arms are crossed to see which way the NWC will eventually swing and if there will be a review of its earlier zoning list. Although the APC National Working Committee is yet to make any statement on its review of the zoning list so far, the purpose of this meeting is aimed at finding answer to settle the dissenting voices among the senators in the National Assembly. Habib Alawal, TVC News, Abuja.
Today, anything, underline that anything is possible in politics.
Well,
the thing is, just go try it.
Well, like Jide said yesterday, you see, politics and negotiations and discussion is a continuum. You continue making friends, you continue building bridges and making alliances. Thank God that this thing is happening. It's a development for our democracy. In 2015, nothing like this happened. And that was why somebody who belonged to the unpopular faction of the party took control of the National Assembly, and they almost granted the government and gave the party a lot of problems. Let them go through all these things. Anybody who emerge through concessions and consolidation and negotiations by this thing, anybody who emerge is likely to treasure that particular seat as the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And besides that, this is a test case for the APC. And that is why not just anybody can be the national chairman of a political party like the APC that is in power. You need the resilience, you need the wisdom to be able to bring all parties together. Yesterday, members of the National Assembly from the North Central, they are also asking that they should be considered to either produce the Speaker or to produce the Senate President. It's also about concessions. But like I said, this is a lesson for all politicians to know that you cannot just wake up one day and take it. So you have to make friends, you have to build bridges. And your ability to do all these things is dependent on your experience garnered over the years. Akpabio is not a new, he has been governor for 8 years. This is second time in the Senate.
As minister, 4 years.
Minister for 4 years. So he knows that if at the end of the day he's able to make it, then it means he has worked for it. We need people in high offices in Nigeria who will work for that particular position, not they will just detach.
In the interest of the country.
In the interest of the country.
Yeah.
So because you cannot value anything that you don't work for.
Yeah.
So I think the APC should put the machinery in motion. They should keep on widening the consultation gap so that anybody who emerges at the end of the day, they won't have an excuse to say that somebody came in through the back door like it happened in 2015.
That's it.
The Senate President. It should be by concessions. And like Adamu said, every other thing, no matter the amount of consolidation or meeting they have, is going to be settled on June 12th on the floor of the National
That's it. Julia, it's important. The man who becomes number 3 and number 4 in this country, the men who become numbers 3 and 4, must be determined through, a process that's pleasant to all. It's only logical.
Yes. The party would have a say.
Yeah.
But it's the lawmakers that will have their way. You can appeal to them, say, look, this is why we think this person is best for this position. we don't want an adversarial National Assembly. But the way to avoid an adversarial National Assembly is to ensure that what happened in 2015 does not happen again. When Bukola Saraki, against the wish of the party, emerged.
Became the number 3 man.
And made the PDP senator the deputy
president.
Senate president. He was crunching the numbers, and he clearly hunted for supporters from within the PDP and negotiated with them that, look, if you give me your vote in block, I'm going to give this position to a PDP member. At the end of the day, APC lost out. He defeated the candidate of the party and he emerged. This time around, the party, as well as all stakeholders, must be constantly in talks. You look at what's happening in this House of Reps, for example. They are saying, look, it is the turn of the North Central to produce the speaker. I know people have come up with the argument that, oh, North Central produce any president. We are talking about Speaker of the House of Reps.
The number 4 man.
Yes, Speaker of the House of Reps. The Northwest has produced it 4 times between 1999 and now. House of Reps, the North Central has not produced the speaker since the dawn of this democracy.
24 years.
Yes, and they are saying, look, this is our time. Added to that, we supported the party tremendously during the election. We delivered 4 states. That was Ashwaju's best performance in northern Nigeria. In fact, in Nigeria, because in the southwest, he didn't win more than 4 states. The same 4 states that the North Central delivered. So the loyalty of that part of the country is not in doubt. And that's why they are saying, okay, and after the election, when we had the governorship election, it became 5 states for the APC. It was only Benue that took, Benue, Plateau, that took a state. They took over Benue from Otom. So they said, this is our time. Now,
justifiably so.
Yes, I think so. This has nothing to do with where I come from. I think that equity demands that you reward loyalty.
Loyalty, yeah.
You reward loyalty. That's what they are saying. Otherwise, in future, some other party will use it to campaign against them. Okay, for all your years of support to this, what did you get?
Yeah.
Nothing.
What did you get? You know? So, I'm happy for one thing. He said consultation, that's the national champ, said consultations will continue.
Yeah.
He admitted that in coming up with that list, they didn't consult enough. And he took responsibility. Even the people contesting, you didn't talk to them. They are the people that you must first talk to. You need to get their buy-in that, gentlemen, this is what we want to do. We need you to back us. By doing this for the right reasons, we need you to back us. You didn't do that. What if they go and contest against
they choose to divide
the candidates of the party?
So the PPC has only 177 in the House of Reps. The remaining 190, 183, it can go either way.
So this is, and the House of Reps has a history of doing that. So they have to manage. I think Akpabio has worked so hard that he's getting more and more support by the day. And in the end, even if when it is thrown open, it might still emerge, even if, because some are calling for it to be thrown open. He's worked so hard, he's built a strong support base that, and these people are, in the Senate, they are very powerful. Barao and Ondume, they are very powerful. They are power brokers, and he has them on his side. That's an asset. to have those guys, they constitute an asset. So they need to work with them so that they don't go and work against the party on the day of the election.
Yeah, otherwise, today, the danger here is for the ruling party to shoot itself in the foot. We talked about 2015.
2015.
Learning new lessons, forgetting old ones.
Because the democracy and politics is very dynamic. It's not something that's stationary. Events of 15 years ago, 8 years ago, a lot of things will have happened that will not determine that. You have to be realistic. It's about power. And power is game. And the way you can play it depends on what you have.
The country wants a vibrant National Assembly, not
Party National
Party National Assembly, bring any bill, I'll sign it, and so on. But at the same time, care must be taken so it does not run against reasonable logic.
And besides that, the party has a program and the party has a focus. And I believe that the president-elect, he has a program, he has a blueprint that he wants to implement. It would be wrong of him to fold his hand and allow people that will frustrate most of the bills in the National Assembly, because the legislators are a very important and component part of his success, whether we like it or not. We know what happened between 2015 and 2019. So when, like he said, the NDP, MPDP were both the Senate President and the Deputy Senate President. So it was very little. So the President-elect, the NWC, the chairman of the party, they have a lot to do to make sure that they consult well and broaden their negotiation and allay the fears of those people who think they have been sidelined by not being consulted before a decision was taken.
Sometimes you are looking at 6 geopolitical zones and you are looking at side by side with the 6 first offices in the land: the president, the vice, the Senate president, speaker, deputy Senate president, deputy speaker. 6 zones. Is it a wrong mathematics?
No, it's not.
Is it warped?
You know why this one is, why it's a bit problematic. The party focused on presiding officers. They didn't zone the entire principal officers' positions. They just focus on the presiding officers. There are 4 presiding officers: Senate President, Deputy Senate President, Speaker, House of Reps, Deputy Speaker. 4 presiding officer positions. Now, Northwest produced 2 out of the 4. There's no way that people will not
belly ache.
This is the source of this disagreement. That why should 2 presiding officer positions out of 4
come from a particular zone?
It's unheard of. It has never happened. So that is the source of this agitation. That no, while you have not rewarded some folks, you've chosen to now give 2, because at the end of the day, if you've given House of Reps Speaker to Kaduna in the Northwest, and you give him Barau,
Deputy Senate President,
also from the Northwest. In fact, the argument somebody came up with in Abuja that made me laugh was, he said, Kaduna and Kano,
they are cousins.
They are cousins. They not created out of this. I said, I don't know.
From another region.
They are too close to one another. And it's true. Just about 2 hours, 20 minutes or so between them. And some of their communities share boundary. So they are neighbors. And the interesting thing is, the Senate President is not always around. We can actually have a situation in which the same week, both chambers will be presided over by
Northwest.
2 guys from the Northwest. Well, you know what that means? The balance that we are looking for, will not be there. You want one of those houses to be headed by someone from the south.
That's it.
It's not possible for that person to be around all the time. What if it happens to be a very critical period? From one zone, those two houses,
principal officers,
yes, two principal officers from the same zone could be presiding over both houses the same day, the same time.
And might have a telling effect.
Of course, it depends on even the issue that
at hand.
Yes. So people are already thinking that no, this should not happen. This is not right.
Tunde, a member of the Federal House in a discussion told me it's an arrangement we have agreed upon since 1999 that if the number one man comes from the south, he didn't say southwest or south-south, comes from the south, the Senate president must come from the south. He said only in David Mark's time did you have a staggering of the arrangement. But that now, if the president is from the south, the number three man must be south. If the vice is from the north, the number four man must be from the north. Is that not a fair exchange?
Well, I think, Nigeria's politics is dynamic. Dynamism is trying to ensure balancing. When you look at it, if something happened, like he said, the number one person is a Muslim. Because whether we like it or not,
so religion will come into play.
Religion will come into play. So if something happens, the Speaker of the House of Representatives is a Muslim from the Northwest. So what happens?
The Senate President too.
The Senate President too position. So whether we like it or not, the Senate President position has to go to a Christian that is probably from the South to balance that issue. So it's about balancing.
All right.
Keep on balancing until we get there.
Today I hear we must go. Time is the master on this show. But let me thank Jide. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And of course, Tunde, many thanks too.
It's a pleasure.
All right, our job is done. Don't forget to join us at 11. If you missed any part of the show, 11 tonight, we have a repeat broadcast. And of course, on Sunday, we'll expand the coast for you from 1:30 to 3:30. And the program is also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I'm Citizen Jones. Bye-bye now.
Nigerian Idol.
Season 8, Nigerian Idol, live and direct.
I don't know the words yet.
You have a great work ethic. Be passionate about what you do. Talent is never enough.
Wow! You're incredible. What? My glory. Oh, glory.
Wagba.
This season, no greet anybody specially. Nobody face show. Nobody shoe shine. Not it white.
Okay. We are back again. And I must greet you specially.
Brand new season starts on the 23rd of April, 2023.
Proudly sponsored by Biggie Drinks, Nigeria's favorite, and Techno Mobile.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by